we are going to do the review before we actually do the rewards for the last session. Now, Herrick, I believe you have a condition, and doing the review from the last session will allow you to mark that off.
Bad choice.
What's that?
Said bad choice. Herrick, I don't think is going to be able to do that for you.
Oh,
Herrick, played by Dennis, otherwise
Yeah.
known as not appearing in this episode.
okay. So, in that case, anyone else want to do the review? All
Does
right.
anybody remember what happened?
I'm trying to.
I remember a vague thing, so unless somebody else wants to go.
I can give it a try.
Go ahead.
I remember in broad terms, maybe, but that we were exploring this catacomb. We discovered this dungeon of sorts that was hidden beneath the town, or maybe a little bit outside of the town, and we were looking for this girl who had run away. Or not run away, but had gone exploring and then was taken. And I believe last session we found that there was a room with a throne. The girl was sitting on the throne and seemed to be possessed by someone, by this evil necromancer or something. Someone who was looking to attain eternal life, and seemed to have possessed the girl. And we got into a verbal conflict with her that ended very badly. And I think were we about to get into fisticuffs? I think that's where we left off.
We were actually starting a couple rounds into you were trying to banish her.
Right, banishments.
All right, and that is just about what happened. She had gone down into these underground ruins, had come back with a little treasure, and then got drugged back in. You had gone in to rescue her. Now, we'll get on to giving out some rewards here. This would normally be done at the end of session, but we ran out of points the other week. First one, acting on your belief. Last time we played, did you take action in service of your belief?
Let me pull up my sheet.
Same.
I mean, mine is I will never leave a fallen comrade to fall into the hands of the enemy. I guess not, technically. I took a defense action once, and that brought somebody back from no disposition.
Well, you didn't leave him behind.
Yeah, well, I just mean that somebody who was going to fall, i.e. someone with no disposition, was brought back by an action that I took.
Yeah, that I would say is acting on your beliefs. Because if I remember correctly, that was also a kill conflict. And that person was down, so if you hadn't saved them, that was a distinct possibility that that person would have been left behind dead in a dungeon. Well, did anybody else act on their beliefs?
Never settle for good enough. Klingerdin did a lot of adventure-y type stuff of following trails on the dusty floor, figuring out where the secret doors were, all that sort of thing, and he didn't let mediocrity get in his way.
Okay, everybody else think that's good? All right.
Sure, yeah.
All right, go ahead. Mark off a fate point. Everyone else feel they worked on action of their beliefs?
I'm not so sure about mine. Mine is it could always be worse, so keep your head down and your spirits up. And I mean, I guess in general ways, maybe I was playing towards that, but I don't think there was any standout moment. I think mostly it was just, yeah. So I'll pass on my belief this time. That's okay.
I was gonna
Alright.
say you kind of kept the faith alive that this girl was still alive, where everywhere else was like, no, she's probably dead. Let's just find her body and get out of here.
I suppose so. There's been a lot of naysayers. So if that counts, I'll take it.
I'll give that. Mark, go ahead, mark off a fate point.
See, now I was thinking I don't fit this because man of wealth and taste does not necessarily fit a dungeon right now where we're fighting for our lives. All the
You
wealth
literally
that
went for the scroll, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about the scroll.
Just
I was
for
gonna
money. Literally for money.
Yeah, all right, never mind. There's wealth there. I'll give it.
Yep, so go ahead, mark off a fate.
I completely forgot that scroll, dude. Thank you.
I'm an arguer. The moment you throw I don't think, my brain goes,
I know, you're just like me. It's scary.
This was heartwarming, though. We all got there through the power of friendship and stuff.
Now, the next one is working towards a goal. Everybody should have a goal on their character sheet if you work towards your goal.
Yeah,
If you-
discover what happened to Jorah.
if you work towards it but don't accomplish it, it's a fate point, right?
That is correct. All
I
you
am
have to do is work towards it.
still working towards escorting the party out of the dungeon alive.
All
I
right.
mean, I'm assuming we've determined the source of evil in Skagenby at this point, yeah?
Yes, that was Hather Vash.
That is me accomplishing a goal.
Yes. You don't have to accomplish it, you just have to work towards accomplishing it.
Right,
So
if
I
you
work
accomplish it,
towards
though, you got the
Inferno.
persona point.
Yes. If
Yeah,
not,
so-
you just get a fate.
Yeah.
Now, did anybody benefit from an instinct?
Yeah, I believe I recall I did.
And it was to the benefit of the party. You get let me see, one fate point.
Which to remind is I will always put myself in harm's way to protect my comrades.
All right. Anybody else use an instinct to the benefit of the group?
I'm trying to remember if I fought well or not when I did fight. Because I'm always first in line to face the enemies of dwarven kind.
Did you use that instinct?
I don't think I actually utilized it in a. But I had to have. If we got in a fight, I should have known to use the instinct.
Yeah, if we were in a kill contest, you would have had to.
Yeah. So I will assume that you did, so go ahead and mark that off.
Alright, so what would that be? A fate point?
Yes, it is.
I mean, I guess maybe that scroll again, like finding that knowledge helps with putting effort into learning new spells, but but that would be actually sitting down to read it, so and like trying to learn it. So I don't know if I necessarily gain that one.
I would say no, you'd have to specifically trigger the instinct and have it work to the benefit of the party.
Then I did not accomplish mine.
And if you feel that that isn't going to work enough, because you should be able to use your instinct like once a session at least, you can go ahead and change it to something else.
I'll have to think about it. I'll see what I can do because I definitely want to try to put some effort into that now. So
All right. Now, next one up. Did anybody play against a belief? This isn't one that always happens.
I mean, I believe that we all just vied for one another, saying that we all did our beliefs.
Okay, but if you did play against your belief, you get a persona point. Did we all accomplish our goal?
Only Robert.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think I was the only one who did. Well, no. Red also accomplished because he found the girl.
Oh, I guess so. My goal is discover what happened to Jorah. I was sitting here thinking it was rescuing her, but I was just trying to figure out what happened to her. So I guess I did accomplish that.
All right.
So you
If
got a
you-
persona point, not a fate point.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Now, the MVP of the last session. Who was the most valuable player?
I'm just trying to remember exactly what went down last session. There was a lot of conflict.
I will nominate Sir for the MVP. From that kill conflict with those skeletons, if he hadn't rolled that well on the defend action, and I believe it was Herrick was still out at the end of that conflict, Herrick would have been dead.
That sounds good to me. The nomination, not the dead part.
Yeah. So that would be a persona point for Sir.
Okay.
Now, the team worker. Does anybody want to nominate the team worker?
God, it's so hard to remember the specifics of what happened last time.
Yeah, I
Because I
know.
remember a lot of us doing the investigation on the ceremony thing. You know what? How about Rob? For the 6 gold scroll. He gave a thumbs
Okay.
up from the background.
Yeah,
I
sounds
concur
good.
with that. And that would be a persona point. And the next one would be embodiment. Who embodied their character?
Red. I remember getting into an argument about following the tracks, and Red was very gun-ho about whatever the fuck is up their character's butt.
All right, then. If you want to go ahead and mark that off,
So what is that? Fate or persona? Persona?
persona point. And if anybody wants to make sure, real quick, before we get into anything as well, your skills, your raw abilities, anything that you mark off, pass or fail on a check, take a quick look. Not sure if the character sheets on Roll20 show the requirements for leveling up. If not, I will post them.
It's like 3 for Fate, 3 Persona. That's a level requirement.
No,
yeah?
she's talking about the skills.
Oh, for
Yes.
skills.
Because your skills actually level up immediately. I believe it should be successes, 1 more than your rating, and failures, 1 less than your rating.
So if you have a rating of
Oh.
0 and you have 1 failure, you level up?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, or is
Actually,
it you have to succeed and fail?
yes, you have to succeed and fail.
Okay. So I don't level up yet then.
Okay.
And I don't operate off that system, so...
Okay.
I don't level up my skills as much.
All right, and you won't actually level up from spending fate and persona points until you get to town. So we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so we did the end of session. We've done the review. I believe we're about to get back into the next round of combat with the possessed Yura.
Yes, this I remember.
Banishment?
It was a banishment conflict. 2 of yous are knocked down. 3 of you are still up. You've given her a shot. So whoever the conflict captain was.
That was me.
All right.
I mean, alright, so I guess it would be those that are still up that would go, right?
Yes.
So, all right, I will do Harrick for number 1. My Sir, yeah, myself too, Sir 3. Sorry for the dog in the background.
That's fine.
I was
I'll have
laughing at
that
your
climbing on me.
choice of 1, 2, 3 because you're also the one putting down the cards. So
Oh, I haven't touched the cards yet, so
no, I just mean that the order doesn't really matter. You're also the one who's laying down the cards.
well, it kind of no, the order does matter because people have strengths and things to things.
Sure.
I'm trying to remember because I don't have the cheat sheet in front of me now.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're in the handouts, the conflict rules. You should have access.
But
I
to
see
also,
it
if
now.
you scroll down to the bottom with the roll 20, there's also the attack v defense, etc., etc.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the attack v attack thing means, but I think it's
An attack versus
maneuvers versus test on attack and defend.
an independent on a feint or a maneuver.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. Any? I guess I'll ask. Does anybody have any suggestions?
No, I don't think I do. This is banishment, right?
Yeah.
So like I guess the first thing to ask is what kind of skills we're using for this. I don't actually remember, but probably like
If you have the page,
ritual thing.
if you have the book, it's page 70.
It's Arcanist, Ritualist, Lore Master, and Theologian are the primary ones.
Well, Arcanist, Ritualist for attack, Lore Master,
And-
and Theologian for defense.
And then Feint is Arcanist, Ritualist, and Maneuvers, Lore Master, Theologian.
Yep.
So we'll do that. Any suggestions, Arcloid, Theta?
Nope, do what you want.
No, sorry.
Okay. Actually, this is actually not good.
Oh, that's interesting. If you,
Yeah.
Seth, got knocked out during this, you'd have to choose a new conflict captain. You wouldn't just operate off behind the scenes.
Really? That's good to know.
A conflict captain who is knocked out chooses a new captain and hands over any remaining actions. Page 70.
Feels like
So in character, you are actually actively leading us.
All right, I have my 3 choices. And you have 6 choices. Oh dear.
Yeah, how did they get there?
She's power gaming us, guys. We're fucked.
Did you put those up there?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Think I did.
Right?
Now she's been deleted.
Don't look at me. I've been looking at the book this whole time. You can tell because I've been reading stuff to you guys.
Sorry, that was me.
All right, let me know, I guess, whenever you want to flip.
Alright. Go ahead.
Well, you don't have the girl back though.
Yeah, hold on. Working on that.
Because we probably don't want to go into the math without our disposition counter on the board.
There she is.
picked maneuver.
And I took defend.
Yes. So, okay. So, does anybody have who has access to Harrick's sheet? I guess would be the question now.
I got it real quick here. Eric. Right. This is Ritualist.
Yes.
Then that is.
Oh wait, maneuver is theologian and lore master.
He's as good as both. He's got 2 in
Okay.
both. So who of us has lore master? Because I think nobody else has theologian but him.
I have the lore master.
So do I. Oh wait, you're down and you're down. Never mind. I asked so many people.
It's literally just the two of us.
Right. So we're giving him a +2.
To help.
Are rest of you rested, or is he rested? No, he's not fresh. Sorry, fresh. He's not fresh.
Yeah, I'm not fresh either.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. I meant him. Sorry. So he gets a +2.
Okay.
And that's it.
And that was a maneuver. And
Will it be enough?
mine real quick here.
This was a maneuver versus what?
Defend.
Defend.
You're rolling her. I'll go ahead and roll Herrick.
You're gonna roll Herrick?
Yeah, since you're rolling her.
Right, thank you.
Obstacle is 0 in a conflict, right?
I'm about to roll for her.
No, I mean, I don't remember obstacle. Sorry, it's been 2 weeks. Obstacle is what in this conflict? 0?
I'm about to roll for that. It's a versus test.
We have to get more successes, basically, I think is what we're dealing with.
2 successes.
So now I'm
That would be your obstacle.
Is that it? I thought we were always hitting 0 before.
For you're doing a maneuver versus a defend?
Well, if obstacle is 2, then 2 successes.
Yes. All right.
So I'm nothing happens, I don't think.
That is correct.
I thought versus was that we both rolled 0 obstacle and see who got more or something like that.
That would be an independent test.
So independent is you rolling 0 against one another.
Yes.
Alright. So like basically it's a wash for the round.
That is correct.
Okay. Round 2, we ready?
The round 2 is you.
We got a feint versus an attack.
Ooh.
I think that's good for us. Oh no, it's bad for us.
Yes, it is.
Dang it. Should have switched it.
So we're just getting a hit now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Robert.
You came in trying to get fancy and you suddenly stop and your eyes start to glaze over.
Oh, we'll see how much we get hit with.
We're wide open, that's the problem.
I should have switched them. I thought about it too.
2 hits.
Okay, what's Harrick's HP at? 2 or 1?
2.
2. He takes 1. I will take the other and knock myself out for now. Just so Sir can have a turn.
Crazy play, but sure, okay. I would have just let Herrick take 2 since he's not here, but okay.
Actually, all right. You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Herrick takes 2. He's gone.
The person in spot 2 has to take the damage, and then anything left over will
Oh, right.
overflow.
Yep. So Herrick takes 1. I'll take the other. I did have it right the first time.
Crazy play, man. Fainting was a crazy play anyway.
I was hoping to catch the defend on the feint, but the maneuver was first.
All right, so last card.
And I gave you the defend instead.
Why not, right?
Well, I was hoping you would actually get people up.
That's all I can do with a defend. So Lore Master, which Herrick has, you can no longer help with.
I can no longer help, no.
I'm still fresh, though, so I still get the equivalent of 2.
Now's the time to use some points, I think.
You're maneuvering,
Yes,
which is a versus still.
that is correct.
So I am. This is one where I'm rolling obstacle 0, or no?
Yes, I am about to put my roll up.
Sorry, my own sheet is here.
I have 3 successes. And your defend can knock that down. And hopefully bring somebody back.
So I have 3 successes, but question. Can I spend a fate point to roll another 6, or any die that
Yes.
rolled a 6?
Yes.
That doesn't get rid of an existing 6, though, right?
No, it does not.
Spending 1 fate, rolling a d6. Now that explodes, or whatever the word is we're using, right?
Let me see here.
Here we go.
If you roll more 6s, pick up new dice for each 6 and keep going.
Jesus Christ.
I had to mouse over it for a second just to make sure I was rolling d6s and I didn't type 6. That is a d6.
Look at... Oh!
What the fuck?
Alright. Now it ended. It ended. Okay.
Damn.
So,
Let's roll.
let's see. So we were tied before, but now I've got 4 over.
So you
I can
rally.
heal for 4, yeah.
You just saved our ass, dude.
Yeah, I said I had to mouse over to make sure that I didn't roll, just put a 6 in brackets. No, it's a d6. It's there. It's real dice. So yeah, I guess Maxima... Well, wait, Maxima, are you able... Can you even help in this conflict?
I really have none of the requisite skills, so I'm mostly useless.
And Clingerton, did you have any of the skills?
I did not.
Yeah, I guess
Which one
everybody
of us
in
was more-
everybody in the line will just go back up to full health, I guess.
Part of the problem, though,
Yeah.
is we need to switch out eventually.
Yeah, but if we can't have
But-
anybody to switch out to, then...
Right.
Yeah, that's correct. If
That's
you don't
true,
have
okay.
anybody to trade out.
So yeah, the front line, i.e. the only line, just goes back up to full health, or disposition.
And does something else happen? Doesn't she get, like, disarmed or something? Or
No, because the defend started off with 3 successes, which countered her 3 successes
Oh, it
on
counted,
her
okay.
maneuver. She
Hey, that
tried.
worked.
Yes. All right.
Oh. Theta, thank you for saving my ass.
It's
Yeah, once
sort
again,
of my
coming up
belief.
clutch.
Good move, my friend.
Play up to it, that's for sure.
That was super lucky, though. Although, at the same time, I did roll 666.
Yeah, so now bad shit's gonna happen.
Well, if you look at what's behind her there, that kind of fits for it.
No, it's facing up. That's fine. And upside
Uh-huh.
down, that would be the satanic symbol.
So that would bring us to the next round. As you just continue to go back and forth.
All right, I'm gonna switch up myself and Harrick. So I'm gonna put myself in 1 and Harrick in 2.
Don't discuss what you're doing just yet. I'm still picking out my cards. I don't want you to.
Yeah, no, that's not a problem. So how's the podcast, Brad?
What podcast were we talking about?
Aleph.
Oh, how was that?
Were you part of other podcasts I don't know about?
It is not currently. No. Let me see. That was last week. What was it? We got
I
very
missed last
salty
week's
about
one.
D&D. I can tell you that much.
You
with
get
some
saucy
certainty.
about D&D every week, though.
That's why that's why I can say with certainty that we did some shit talking D&D.
I
I'd
did
have
a
to
lot of
check.
that. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'd have to check what was on the schedule actually, because we record 3 at a time and it kind of blurs together at a certain point.
I'll have to once it comes out, I guess I'll search for it and look for it.
Let me check what the feed says.
Anywho, you picked your 3?
Yes, I did.
All right, do we
Thank
have
you.
any requests? Theta, mainly.
Nah, do what you're gonna do, man. I'm
Okay,
taking.
let's hit a roll for everybody. Give Theta the dice.
So you're the conflict. You're the conflict manager, man. Although technically, you wouldn't be, would you?
Well, I'm up again, so
Yeah, but you got knocked out, which means it's we would have chosen a new conflict manager the moment you got knocked out. The fact that you're back again doesn't change what happened.
All right, I mean, if you want to change it and you want to take over, go ahead. Unless if you want Dennis's
No, I mean
ghost.
we're already back in, and you're choosing things. Go ahead, man. I just realized in the moment, like, wait a second. Order of operations. If we play this to the stack, Magic the Gathering terms.
I remember that.
I see. You lose the game because, according to the order of the stack, this happens before this. Right, but I just gained infinite life. Yes, but I killed you before you gained infinite life.
It is very Magic the Gathering.
So nobody has feedback, or I'll just go.
I mean,
go
you've
ahead.
already saw one huge mistake happen, so I assume just don't do that again.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah,
Think what
don't
will
do a
be-
feint in front of an attack.
Yes, I'm aware, but the question is, I don't know where they're putting the feints, if at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot.
That's
Just don't
why
stress about it.
I'm willing to take feedback. Where do you think it might go? Because I think I know where it might go if it is there. But you know, 'tis what it is. That I got this one locked, and that I don't want to hold up the game. So, all right, you ready?
Yep. These keep appearing. All right.
Yeah. There's the.
Oh, that one is well played. I do nothing.
That's good. And the feint gets the test now, right?
Yep.
So then that would be Arcanist or Ritualist for me, and anybody who wishes to help. So I have the Arcanist.
Do you do nothing?
Defend versus a feint. Yes.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Always read from the left to the right. That's sorry. I was looking from the feint to the defense. I was like, okay, yeah, that's an eye. And I was reading down. I was like, no, that's not what you do.
It's really confusing when you're the DM for it because you got to switch off for characters and then switch off again for your.
Yeah, that's
And-
what was confusing me because I was trying to read for you to figure out what you were doing to us. It's like, wait, no, what?
So, Sir and Harrick, you guys have Arcanist and Ritualist, right?
You guys. Well, if I'm reading for Herrick, I do, and hold on, let me see if the other me does. Well, no, it has to be whatever skill you're using. Which one are you
Arcanist.
using?
Arcanist, because that's the one I have.
He does not have Arcanist, so you only get a plus from me.
I thought it was for both. My apologies.
Well, no, it has to be whatever you're using.
Yes. And can we up this with a extra like die or something with Persona or Fate?
You can use your fate to re-roll your sixes.
Yes.
But that's after you.
That's after we
that.
hit, and the Persona adds dice, I believe.
Yes, it does. Up to 3.
What's she at? She's at like what, 5 health?
I believe so. Yes, she is.
I'm gonna burn 2 of my Personas to add 2 more dice.
Okay. Trying to
And
take her out here.
I'm gonna try. Only 3.
Still a good shot.
Yeah. What do you think? Is it worth doing a Fate, or we can only do one or the other?
What happens on a feint again?
The Fate.
No, I'm saying what happens on a feint again.
If
got
a
a
feint
free hit
goes
on
up,
her.
yeah, because she was defending.
Sorry, you both talked at the same time.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the defend doesn't get to do anything versus a feint.
No, what does a feint do is what I'm asking.
It is basically an attack. But if it's against a defend, it's free. But if it's against another feint or a attack or maneuver, it's versus.
Okay, so it's an attack then.
Yeah. It's a special attack.
And you don't have any special thing, do you?
No, I can just roll Fate point. I can burn a Fate point and roll another dice and see if we get like 3 6s.
No, I
in a
mean
row
like
again.
how Maxima has that thing. If they do a feint with their dagger, they get a special effect.
Oh,
Do you have any special thing?
But it would have to be during a banish.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
You don't know, or you don't know?
I don't know.
Comma no.
I don't have anything that could do that. And if I do, I'm not aware of it. Let's put it that way. I'm making
this
it
is-
more confusing.
No,
This
I
is
think it
where
makes
having
sense.
extra materials would help, or if you had figured out how to do a ceremony in that one room you found,
You'd
you
all
would
be
have
immortal.
basically. Well, not quite, but you would have a weapon to use against her for one round that would have gotten you a couple of dice as a one shot.
But we missed that. All right, well, she takes 3, at least for this
All right.
round. So hopefully we can keep her on the ropes.
Question
Yes.
Yes.
to the GM. Sorry, Gruff.
Go ahead.
What happens to... well, my voice cracked there. 38-year-old man. My voice shouldn't be cracking anymore. Anyway, Maxima and Klingerton. What happens to them if their hit points are still at 0 and we finish this combat?
Well, we would have to have a conversation and come to a compromise about that.
Okay, so here's hoping that Rob puts some defenses in here.
That was a double attack.
Yes.
And that is that the Arcanist Ritualist, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And he only has Ritualist. And do you have Ritualist?
I do not.
I don't think I do either.
I thought you did.
No, I have Arcanist. And
Oh,
he is not buff. So, he's only rolling 2. Buff, I mean fresh. You got one over on us.
Well, that is an attack versus an attack, so that is 2 independent tests. So we simply hit each other.
Oh, cool. So, Herrick goes down.
She
And-
moves up, grabs him, starts staring into his eyes that go ghastly white. But as she's doing that, I guess he could jam a holy symbol into her face.
Yeah, because he's the only one with Theologian as well, so it makes sense for him, character-wise. Also, who's taken our overflow 1 point.
I'll take it.
Not that it matters, the fight's going to be over.
Yeah, I'll still take it.
Yes, with that,
Fight.
You can
Conflict.
see-
The conflict is going to be over.
you can see her ghostly image start to evaporate and weep away and fade into nothing. The skeleton on the throne starts to crumble to dust and fall apart, as well as the skeletons that were in the room with her. I'll move you back to the map.
Good job, everybody. Seeing that half the people are on the floor. Oh dear.
Yes, so now we need to come to a compromise. Yous have won, but how many of yous are down?
Now 3.
Say everyone but Seth and Sir. Everyone but the SS.
Now I'm gonna go with a little bit of my old horror movie knowledge and go back on the movie The Exorcist. You had people that were almost possessed, people who probably got flung around or got pea soup thrown up on them. My offer for compromise, there's 3 of you. One of you would have to mark off sick. One would have to mark off exhausted. And what do we think would be another good one? Or do you have another counteroffer?
Afraid?
That's a good one.
I have a question.
Yes.
For the future, anyway. When you're doing this offer stuff, is it everybody who's throwing out counteroffers, or is it like the group leader?
We're
the
discussing
conflict
this as we're discussing it as a group.
Okay. I just wanted to know if it was a group leader thing, because I think in our layout here, Arkloid Lingerden is our group leader still. But Robert was our conflict leader, and I didn't know if that fell under one of their purviews.
I gotta ask. I'm asking the people that are down. What do you want to do? Do you want to take that? Do you want to do
Yeah.
something better?
No, I don't think I'm willing to take these. Take one of these for the team. I do have a question about conditions.
Yes.
So when we're recovering conditions, they start from the top down generally, right? I think or I guess they all have their own conditions for being healed.
They're not top down.
And they're not top down. So if I took sick, I would have to do something specific to be cured of
Alleviate
illness.
That is
Gotcha.
correct.
We actually
And you can go ahead.
So we actually covered it 2 weeks ago. Dennis asked this very same question. Now, I can't remember where it is, but the book specifically says that they put the conditions in a random order to keep you on your toes because you'll get them at different vectors, basically.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
grind will give you conditions in a set order, whereas is a twist or as a result of a conflict, I can give them out of order.
Okay, well, then based purely on just the label of these conditions, I would assume that sick would last longer or be harder to cure than exhausted would. So I'll take
I can
sick.
give you a quick rundown. Sick, it's going to give you a -1 die to any roll for your nature, will, health, and skill tests. To recover it, you have to make a will test at obstacle 3 during camp or town.
And apparently you can't practice, learn, or advance.
While you're sick as well.
Okay, I've got 5 will. I feel good about that. So let's look at these others too. I think exhausted is you just have to rest during the camp, right? You just can't take any actions during camp and you're good.
You'll still have to make a test to recover from it. And if you were carrying, if you're wearing heavy armor, you can have penalties to that test. If you were carrying a backpack, I think a two-handed weapon might have an effect.
I also want to
Got
throw
it.
out there that Herrick is already exhausted, so he couldn't take that.
Got it.
Now
Okay.
you can try and take different conditions if you feel that those are too harsh. You could even counter offer and say, well, instead of Herrick taking a condition, what if he loses something during combat?
Like an item.
Yeah, his backpack tears and 2 items
But if he
fall out.
loses his sense of self,
Too
I
late.
would normally do that, but I don't know. What do you think? Is that something we would even consider?
well, I
I
mean,
mean,
obviously not do it for Herrick because Dennis ain't here.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
we got
I
an
agree
option
on
for
that.
the other
for
two.
sure. I agree on that. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm thinking about it. I can't think of anything on my person or in my background that would make sense to dock in the context of performing an exorcism. I also, currently I have no statuses. I've got no negative conditions. So I'm sure that I could soldier on with 1 negative condition. So I'd be fine taking it.
I was about to ask if I could take exhausted because I've got the good health to resist staying that way and to roll out of it eventually.
Yeah, and I've got better will than I have health, so I have a better chance of overcoming sick as well.
Okay.
But then we still have one more that was not figured out yet.
Well, what did we say? We said afraid, sick, and exhausted. So I guess that would mean,
Oh, I didn't hear anybody say afraid.
yeah. Well, the last dude isn't here, so I guess Dennis would get afraid. Is it Herrick?
Yeah, no,
Is
I
that
just
his
clicked it
name?
off on him. Like I said, I didn't hear anyone say afraid. All I heard was exhausted and sick.
Yeah, someone recommended that after the fact.
Well, no, I remember and you guys come up with another one or another bargain. I just didn't hear anybody say afraid. So yeah, Herrick's afraid.
All right.
And someone's so down to get sick.
Are they down with the sickness?
Ooh,
That would take us to turn 11.
God, that was a long
Okay.
fight.
Yeah.
Just remember, you also, for a conflict, can mark off 1 pass or 1 fail for any skill that you use during that conflict, but you only get to do 1.
Mm,
I don't operate on that system either.
it's easy for me. That
Now,
I don't remember what I used before I passed out.
well,
I'm not
this
sure I did
was
use anything.
The skills would have been Arcanist, Theologian. So it would have been one of those.
I don't have either of them marked, even having these beginner's luck or not.
I'm looking through the chat. I did use beginner's luck for something, so I did fail a roll on something.
It was probably one of those four. Who else
Yeah.
was rolling?
Well, it was a conflict, so everybody probably would have been rolling.
It looks like who was rolling around me in the chat? I see the GM rolling. I see Herrick rolling Lore Master after me. And Seth using Arcanist before me. If there's no objections, I'll mark a fail for Arcanist, because I bombed that beginner's luck, if that's how this works.
Yeah. It turns out I do have rank 2 on Arcanist. I probably use that. So that's what my fail.
All right. So that should have a straight after the conflict. So that happens. User left sick and exhausted and scared. And poor little Yura drops down to the ground
She's still
in a
alive?
slump. She is still alive. She is in very bad shape. Her eyes are sunken in. Her lips are chapped and peeling. Her mouth is incredibly dry looking. It looks like she hasn't consumed any food or water since this happened a couple days ago. So thankfully, you appear to have gotten to her just in time, but you will need to get her some help.
Is it appropriate to feed her a wineskin?
Yes, it would.
Wineskin contains liquid. You would want to feed her a ration.
I'm carrying water apparently. I'm the teetotaler over here, so I can use my water skin if you'd like.
I was asking because I don't know. Like,
I'm just being pedantic. You wouldn't feed her a wineskin. That would be like,
no,
I'm shoving
you're
leather in her
pedantic.
mouth.
I know, but like, do we want to get her drunk? Is what I'm basically saying.
I don't know.
Right.
She seems underage. It's a bad look. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. These are the Middle Ages, though. I don't know what the age of
Acceptable to give a minor wine. Most people drank beer or wine, or at least watered down.
Yep,
Oh yeah, no,
right.
that's perfectly fine. I'm just. Seth asked, "Do we want to get her drunk?" Which is a different question.
That's
yes,
true.
yes, okay. That is correct. That's
Fair
a much
enough.
different question.
Maxima will give you a dirty look and cut in with the water skin.
I was gonna say,
She's a child.
And yeah, she guzzles down. I don't know if there's one or two drinks in the skin, but if you let her, she will drink the entire thing down.
Yeah, so when we were doing character creation, that question came up, and I think we assumed that the skin was worth like one use of recovery from hunger and thirst. Unless it's actually multiple uses, I don't have anything marked down, so I'll just mark it off as being like spent.
Containers, jug.
Yeah, because
pouch,
specifically
backpack.
the time where you have to eat or drink or anything, hunger, can be getting rid of by eating or drinking. You don't have to do both, I believe is what we found out.
yeah,
That is correct. One or the other. And a water skin. All characters start with a water skin. By default, it holds one draught of water or wine. So yeah, she drinks the entire thing down.
as she's drinking it down, I was going to say, I don't even have a good vintage on me. She should be okay with this.
She does, however, after guzzling it down, kind of pass out into a rather deep slumber.
Who is the strongest?
I'm probably the same size as her, possibly smaller, so it wouldn't be me.
I was going to say, you, carrier. No.
I'm exhausted.
That is some peak roleplay right there.
I mean, I guess I would have to.
It's I'm not necessarily the strongest, although my avatar picture makes me look like I work out like 7 days a week. Well, I guess when we bring her back, are we going to investigate this room at all, or are we just going to leave and get her out of here first?
I say there's a hallway we haven't been down yet, plus that other room that we didn't go into. But it seems to me that I'm not the party leader. That would be Gurgurn, or whatever his name was again.
Klingerden.
I was close.
Klingerden.
You remembered. Well, I'm all for taking this girl out of here. I mean, just look at the state of her.
Yes, she needs attention, and quickly.
All right, let's leave, and then maybe we can come back later.
Okay. Let me see here.
I'm sure all the skeletons are gone now that we've banished her to whatever hell she came from.
There could always be other things,
Well, we
but I'm
killed the
looking at
skeletons.
the. Yes. There could be more, but actually, real quick, the turn had clicked, so light sources needed to click down.
I already decremented my light source.
Do I have one out? I do have one out, right?
I believe there were 2 light sources out.
If I had a torch out,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gone or not.
All right.
You know what, screw it. I'll just light another torch. So we got a fresh torch.
Remember correctly, that torch got lit right before combat, so that everybody was in full light.
Okay.
So that would just click down 1, so it still has a turn to go.
That should give us enough time to get out of here, right?
Yes, getting out of here, I'm going to say, doesn't really require a roll, but if you were going to stop and investigate something, how are you getting her out?
I think Haddock should take her. He looks strong.
Like bull.
And
If
he
one
can't argue because
person-
he's not here.
Is going to carry her, that is going to be a laborer test.
Maybe that was a bad idea.
Perhaps. Klingerden, you don't have any laborer, do you?
Especially at the end where you got to drag her out through
I
that little
do.
hole.
So let's see. If you're exhausted, factor in all tests except for resources and recovery. Okay, so you would take a penalty to this. Do you guys want to try to take a short break here so that maybe Klingerden and I can try recovering before we attempt this test?
You know, a short break would put us into turn 12, would it not?
That would be unless your short break, quote unquote, is starting camp. If you were to make camp and start the camp phase, then you could make tests to try and alleviate conditions.
Can we camp in the middle of the ruins?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then it's
I
up to
mean,
Klingerden.
There
You're
is a
leader.
What you need for camp is what you believe to be a relatively safe area.
Oh, the ritual room maybe would be the safest, no?
Yeah.
Either
could
that
just
or
kill
the throne
everything
room
there.
that we were just in, because now it's clear.
I mean, because every other
And there
room is
is
sort
a
of place.
south door on that as well.
Every other area is connected to a place we haven't been to and don't know if it's safe.
That's true.
Yeah, the throne room only has one exit, right? As opposed
Yes,
to
that
the
is correct.
2 exits in the ritual rooms. Let's go to the throne room.